My name is Bob Forsky, and I have the distinct honor to chair the Delaware River City Corporation. And we're here today to celebrate a 1.6 mile trail that didn't exist before and wouldn't have without us, and we're delighted that you're all here with us to celebrate today. We've had several successes thus far. For those of you who don't know, we've had Larders Point, we've had the extension at the mouth of the Pennypack, and today with the expansion of Delaware Avenue here in Port Richmond. Let me ask our dynamic Deputy Mayor for Environmental and Community Resources, great Philadelphian and outstanding public servant, Mike DeBernardinis, to start us off.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is a beautiful day to be here, to be outside for this ribbon cutting. On behalf of the men and women of the Department of Parks and Recreation and my colleagues, First Deputy Sue Slauson and Mark Folk, I want to congratulate Bob Borsky and the Delaware River City Corp for the fine work that not only they've done on this segment of the trail, but their continuing work to connect communities to the river. And here, there's no greater example of connecting these sort of very beautiful and old neighborhoods along this beautiful river, connecting people to them and giving them an opportunity to enjoy the river, but also sort of helping with the efforts to open up our waterfront, which is so important, I think, to the future of the city, both on the environmental side, but also on the social side, but also on the economic side. To continue to build these connections builds all those three values, and that's also what makes this trail effort so important, this particular one, and also the whole idea of connecting Center City, Philadelphia, all the way to the northern limits of the city. And this work has been incredible, and it really takes day-to-day effort, consistent effort to get this done the way the Development Corporation has. And again, thanks to Bob and all the staff and the leadership of the corporation for their great work. And it's also an extension of the mayor's green works, and this effort, the continuing effort to make Philadelphia the greenest city in all America. When we drove in, I noticed there's scores of trees planted and posts for many, many more. So that helps us get our tree goal. It also helps us create the goal of more acres of public land and trails in the city. So this effort also contributes to that work as well. And we're, again, the department and the folks from the department who worked with the Streets Department in the construction and with the Delaware River City Corporation in the execution of this project. And I want to point them out. There's Stephanie Craighead, who is the Director of Planning in the Department of Parks and Recreation, Chris Doherty, who is a Planning and Development Specialist, and a guy we bring in always from the Department of Public Property, Charlie Mottershead. Could we have a round of applause for all of them for their work in this project? So again, I want to thank all the folks who worked on this together, for the elected officials that are here today, for their continued support of the work of the department and the Targets and Greenworks, and really give a nice shout out to the folks of Port Richmond who are already coming here and using the trail and using this wonderful park every day as a resource in their neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike. And he's a neighbor right up the road in Fishtown. Let me acknowledge a few of our board members who are here, if I may. Our Vice Chairman, Jim Donaghy. Jim has been with us from the beginning, an ex-Fairmount Park commerce guy, knows more about trails, and he's been an amazing asset. Our Board Secretary, Patrick Starr. Patrick Starr is here, Pennsylvania Environmental Council. Patrick was great and instrumental in helping us put together this Tiger grant. Our treasurer and our host and our landlord for a number of years, Mark Hankin, is here somewhere. Mark, thank you very much. Wayne Baum is here. Wayne, it's always great to have you in Port Richmond. Lisa Dilly behind us. Mike Driscoll, Mike, thank you. And Joe Slavinsky is here, and those of you who are sitting down custody or with the thanks of Joe Slavinsky, who was kind enough to bring his chairs today. Let me now turn to our local officials. We've had enormous success from the beginning with any number of our mayor walking in. Mayor, great to see you. Let me ask our State Representative John Taylor to come up and say a few words. This is John, the heart of John's district, and he's been enormously helpful to us in our mission. John?
Hello, everybody. What a great day to be opening up a trail and being at a park, and I want to thank everyone for picking this location to have this event. On behalf of the folks from Port Richmond, we love to have this park highlighted. And I need to thank the mayor and Mike DeBerardinis right away for not only helping with this park, but making sure it's staying up and not falling into the river. And Mike reminded me how much it's costed the city of Philadelphia just to do that. So, but I think there's going to be a great emphasis on Delaware Avenue, not only because of this trail, but because of the improvements that are going to be made on I-95. The residents of Port Richmond and Bridesburg and Fishtown are going to be utilizing this in a much bigger way. But again, this is only one piece of a great vision. And I got to give Bob Borski and all the members of the Delaware River City Corp a great deal of credit for having that vision. I think that Bob and I were both young kids when this thing started, and eventually we're going to get all the way throughout the city of Philadelphia and up into Ben Salem, and it's a wonderful thing. But it is not done without a lot of hard work. There's a lot of moving pieces to this. But I think it's wonderful for the residents of our area to start here as being an important part of this piece. So thanks to everyone involved, and I'm sure with not only the main press but the local press here, people will realize that this is not only a great place to come back and take a run, but to be able to bike back here and soon be able to get access to I-95 and the Betsy Ross Bridge from this location. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative Taylor. And I almost forgot Jim Anderson, who is a member of our board and also our corporate sponsor. Mr. Anderson, thank you very much, Jim. Great to have you with us. And ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to introduce our mayor. I was in politics for a little while, and it can be a tough business. And I don't know that there's a tougher job in the United States of America than being mayor of a major city. But he has done this. He has made us one of the greenest cities in the United States of America. He's been a great leader for us, and I am delighted to have our mayor, Michael Nutter, come up and say a few words. Mr. Mayor.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry I was running late. That's Bob Borski saying that he was in politics for a little while is like Michael Jordan saying he kind of played basketball. Bob Borski was in politics and is still, in a variety of levels, one of the most respected public people that you're ever going to find anywhere. We get to work with him on a regular basis, talking about the issues that challenge our country and working for us literally on our behalf in Washington, D.C. And I've learned a great deal from him, as I know many others up here have. So why don't we give Bob Borski a big, big round of applause and thank him for incredible continued service. He's not going anywhere. Senator Stack and State Representative and Chairman John Taylor, thank you very, very much for your continued leadership and partnership in this endeavor and many, many others. And certainly thank you both for being here today. Mike DeBerardinis, our Deputy Mayor for Environmental and Community Resources, and Mark Folk, First Deputy Commissioner on Parks. I see Sue Slauson is here, First Deputy on Recreation. Thank you both for being here. Stephanie Craighead, Director of Planning and Preservation and Property Management. Chris Doherty, Planning and Development Specialist. Charles Mottershead from Department of Public Property. Jim Donaghy, Development Coordinator. Commerce. I see Dwayne Bum is here. A bunch of city folks are actively engaged and involved in this wonderful development that we're seeing. John Garvin, thank you for being here, our federal partners. And let me just take a moment. Bob Orski will remember this, and a few others of you will as well. A whole bunch of years ago, it was either before the General in 2007 or shortly after, sometime in 2008, I had an opportunity to take a very, very different tour of the Delaware River. I think many of you know my story. I born, raised, educated, created all my trouble here in Philadelphia. Grew up in West Philadelphia. Didn't know a lot about parts of the Northeast or other parts of the city. You know, we all know our areas very, very well. But I had the occasion to spend a little time with a friend who represented this area also in these neighborhoods for a long, long time, and she was as enthusiastic and as focused on these development opportunities as anyone I know, and that was Joan Krajewski, Councilwoman Joan Krajewski. And I saw some things up here that I literally had never seen before, didn't know existed, and unfortunately, I think many Philadelphians probably have the same lack of experience. Working with all the partners that we mentioned, and I'm sure I've left out a few folks, a lot of people in Philadelphia and other places are going to see the Delaware River in a very, very different way than they've ever experienced before. But I couldn't be here and not mention our good friend, Joan Krajewski, and I want to thank her. She's probably having an argument with somebody up in heaven right now, but God bless them, because you're going to lose that argument. But anyway, Tom Brannigan, our Executive Director of DRCC, thank you. TEI Consulting Engineers, DePaul Design and Planning, Michael Baker Corporation for the design, and Scott Building Corp for the construction. All of you, we're here to celebrate the most recent addition to the Delaware River Trail in the great Port Richmond neighborhood. When completed, this North Delaware River Trail will connect with trails south and north, forming, of course, a key link in the regional trail known as the Circuit and the bigger national trail, the East Coast Greenway. The Circuit is a multi-use trail network that now connects 275 miles of completed trails throughout the greater Philadelphia area in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. The ultimate goal of the Circuit is to connect 750 miles of trail. Currently 50 miles are under development. The plan is for another 425 miles to be added to the system. When fully complete, the Circuit will connect people to jobs, recreational opportunities, public transportation, and many, many other neighborhoods, and will serve as a gateway to open green space. In fact, that helicopter may be trying to land here, I'm not sure. It'll be doing all those things and more. And the Circuit trails are used regularly by commuters and people wanting to explore the great outdoors through activities like walking and running and cycling, reading, fishing, or just really kind of hanging out. This particular section of the trail will specifically help the Port Richmond neighborhood. Green spaces are scarce in this densely populated section of the city, and this trail makes open space available to residents via a quick walk or a bike ride. Port Richmond Trail also represents successful public-private partnerships. A joint project of the Delaware River City Corporation and the Philadelphia Parks and Recreation Department. This trail was designed with city and state dollars and constructed with federal Tiger funds. And so to learn more about the specific trails and maps and how to support the completion of the Circuit, visit connectthecircuit.org. But for all of you, enjoy. We have much more work to do. It's a wonderful start. Take care. Bye-bye.
Now, our mission starts right here at Allegheny Avenue, and so does Senator Stack. His district starts right here. He's been a great partner with us. And let me now ask him to come up and say a few words. Senator Mike Stack.
Thank you, Congressman. Thanks, everybody. You know, it doesn't get any bigger than Mayor of Philadelphia. The mayor is as big a superstar as you can have, and my situation in politics is inevitably I have to follow him. So he got here on mayor's time a little bit today, and I was like, good, he's not going to be here, and I won't have to follow the mayor. And then I saw him with his subtle tie making his way through the crowd, and I was like, this is the way it's going. So, but I'll do my best. And thank you, Mayor. Thank you for the wonderful job you're doing for our city and for this project. And Congressman Borsky, I interned for Congressman Borsky back in the late 80s. And it's amazing how we all move forward together. And when I first got elected years ago, how Congressman Borsky said that we were going to do what we're doing here today. And it's taken us a little bit longer than we would like. And anything is worth doing always takes a little while. And it's step by step, inch by inch. And you heard all the different people that are involved with this. You have Democrats, Republicans, you have the federal government, you have the state government, you have the city government. So for all of those folks to be working together in Philadelphia is a miracle. And it takes a miracle to achieve these kinds of things. So why not Philadelphia be the place they talk about for being environmental, for developing our river, for being interested in our parks, for being proud of being green? Why not? The only thing that can stop us is ourselves. And I feel confident that we're going to move forward with this project. And Philadelphia should be the best. We're not known as a river town. I've visited other places. San Antonio calls itself a river city sometimes. Can you believe that? And so we should be a river city. And look, you watch there's flatbed trucks coming back here. You see the industrial development. At the same time, I'm having a moment, and I've heard birds chirping in the trees, and I've been collecting my thoughts, and it's very peaceful. And here comes the helicopter again. We've got it all to offer in Philadelphia, and we can make it all work together. And the great thing is that we're connecting the neighbors to the river and to the park space, and that's the way it should always have been. We're doing it now. We're going to do it all along the river, and so I'm very excited. I want to say congratulations to everyone who's been involved with this project, and we look forward to moving it forward because we deserve to have the best river and park space, and we always talk about Philadelphia being a city of neighborhoods. So we've got to make sure that first and foremost we're standing up for our neighbors to make sure that they have access to these wonderful resources. So thanks everybody, and we look forward to working forward with everybody.
Thank you, Senator Stack. That reminds me, by the way, reason why we're not a great river city is because something called I-95 took the river away from us. And quite frankly, folks, that's what we're here trying to do today, bring the river back to people here. I know he was acknowledged, but let me acknowledge our Executive Director, Tom Brannigan, who did an outstanding job. There was it's not easy when you come along with a lot of industry and you say we're going to bring a trail and we're going to bring it around for the people. I know you've been here for a long time, but Tom could be in Washington and help with negotiations there for the job he did for us here. He worked hand in glove with our business partners in the area, and he just did a phenomenal job. Tom, thanks a million. The mayor mentioned our late great Councilwoman Joan Krajewski. We all remember her fondly. She was here at the birth of our organization. But we have a brand new councilman. He's done a phenomenal job. Unfortunately, he can't be here today. He's tied up in council doing his job. But his as area representative is here, and we'll ask her to say a few words. Lisa Dealey.
Thank you, Congressman, and good afternoon. As the mayor was speaking about Councilwoman Krajewski, I was reminded when I walked up, and I thought to myself, we couldn't have painted a more beautiful day for today, and I'd like to think that Councilwoman Krajewski certainly had something to do with that. So we are very thrilled to be here. On behalf of the councilman, I would like to congratulate everybody whose efforts made today possible, notably Tom and Marianne, who worked tirelessly for the DRCC organization, and Congressman Borsky's vision absolutely being seen to fruition is a beautiful thing. So we apologize that the councilman could not be here. He's at a hearing, but he wholeheartedly supports this endeavor and the future progress of the trail. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Let me acknowledge behind us Harry Engesser, who is here representing our dear friend Congressman Bob Brady. Harry. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the great work of Congresswoman Allison Swartz, who had this district. Now we're lucky to have Bob Brady here. But Allison was instrumental both in this project and in helping us get some $23 million in federal capital dollars. So thank you. Michelle, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. One of our businesses along this busy part of the city is the Philadelphia Regional Port Authority, and we're going to ask their Government Affairs Representative Don Brennan and a member of our board to come up and say a word.
Thank you, Congressman. Good afternoon. And on behalf of the Philadelphia Regional Port Authority and our Executive Director, Jamie McDermott, who could not be here today, we welcome you to Port Richmond and to the Tioga Marine Terminal, which is just down the street. Please allow me to extend thanks to Mayor Nutter for his continuing support of the Port of Philadelphia and for his support for the work of the Delaware River City Corporation. Thanks again to the other public officials up here, Senator Stack, Representative Taylor, Councilman Heenan, Congressman Brady, and all the local officials and business leaders who bought into this concept without any hesitation. A special salute has to go to Congressman Borski, of course, who envisioned this trail many years ago, having grown up in this community with a great sense of what the Delaware River means in terms of jobs and recreation. And of course, thank you to the people of Port Richmond and Bridesburg who have welcomed us into their communities, and from the looks of things, from our perspective right down the street, they're already enjoying this trail, and that is indeed a very good thing. This portion of the North Delaware Greenway is a powerful symbol of Philadelphia's future. By building this, we have shown that a great city can have a vibrant, thriving, working waterfront and a vibrant, thriving recreational waterfront. There is room for both, and we've proven that today. The heavy industry you see all around you that brings the good-paying jobs that we desperately need and want to maintain has formed a great partnership to bring this portion of the project to fruition. And frankly, I think we could serve as a model how business and labor and government can work together. So again, on behalf of the Philadelphia Regional Port Authority, congratulations to the Delaware River City Corporation, and let's keep this momentum going. Thank you.
In Philadelphia, it's wise to work with the civic groups around here, and we try to do that to the best of our ability as well. So I'd ask Ken Paul now, the president of Port Richmond On Patrol and Civic Association, to say a word. Ken?
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. On behalf of ProPac and the Port Richmond community, this is a day that gives the river back to the people of Port Richmond. Our grandparents and our great-grandparents used this river as their Jersey Shore. But for far too long, our generation of riverward neighborhoods have been cut off from the Delaware waterfront, and the Port Richmond Trail is hopefully the beginning of a great path that will one day give us a day on the river. We hope that the only traffic jams we see here on Delaware Avenue will be the joggers and the bikers using this trail every day, and we would like to thank the Delaware River City Corporation, the City of Philadelphia, and the Philadelphia Parks and Rec for bringing this project to completion. Thank you.
Let me acknowledge a few VIPs who are here. Norman Hetrick from the Governor's Action Team. Norman, thank you. Jeff Knowles, Regional Director, Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. Thanks, Jeff. Andrew Strober, Mayor's Office of Transportation and Utilities, representing Minor Cutler. Andy Hamilton, is Andy here? Yes, Andy, thank you. Regional Director of East Coast Greenway. Also there, I know there's representatives here, Alan, I think, from the Richmond Carter Association. I don't think Sean McKinney's here or Tom Sexton. Joe Cernak is here from SRDC. Joe, thanks for coming by. I would now like to ask George Flegel to come up to the podium. He's from the Federal Highway Administration. I expect manage this program for the Federal Highway Administration, as it is a federal Tiger program. George, thanks for being here.
Thank you. And thanks everyone for being here today. The Federal Highway Administration is not just about highways, roads and bridges. We're also about pedestrians and these shared use paths. This is the 6th Tiger project that I've worked on, and it seems like each one goes a little bit better. This one, we are on time and on budget. It's been great to work with the City Streets Department. We had a very good contractor in Scott Contractors, and Hill International did a very good job of inspecting on this job. And I look forward to working with the City of Philadelphia in the future and their partners. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we're going to be going right up the road here and doing the next section. Thank you.
Thank you, George. And that's a very good point. We are dedicating this 1.6 miles today, and next spring we will be starting the extension of Delaware Avenue to...
Thank you very much. On behalf of the EPA, I want to congratulate the City of Philadelphia, the Delaware River City Corporation, Port Richmond area. This is absolutely a glorious day, and not just because of the weather. Senator Stack, Representative Taylor, you know the community. One of the most important things is being able to provide our citizens quality of life opportunities. And the idea of putting in these trails really connects our people, both from a recreational standpoint, but really connects us back to our environment. And so that's why I'm proud to be here representing the Environmental Protection Agency. One of the earlier speakers talked about the City of Philadelphia and looking to make it become one of the greenest cities in the country. I want to say that under the leadership of Mayor Nutter, this city is one of the greenest cities in the nation, and one that other cities look towards. We've worked with EPA, have worked very closely with the mayor and his administration on the Green Cities Clean Water initiative that the city has going on the focus on greening buildings here in the city of Philadelphia, focusing on, and I want to point out, this is pervious pavement that was put down for this river trail, which is part of the Green Cities Clean Water initiative. There's so many things going on in the city, and this trail and each pieces of this trail is just an extension of that. In addition to being here to congratulate all the partners on this, I'm also here to announce that EPA has awarded to the City of Philadelphia a $200,000 Brownfields area-wide planning grant. And that grant is really used to focus on not only how do you take a brownfield and put it back into productive use, but how do you integrate the community and the surrounding areas when you're doing that planning. And we felt it was fitting to announce it at this event because 2 of the 3 locations that the City Planning Commission is focusing on are going to be part of this river trail, both the Philadelphia Coke site and the Roman Haas site. And so these is an opportunity to show how all of these initiatives in the City of Philadelphia are really being integrated together, and EPA's commitment to working with the city as they move forward, and our Brownfields grant opportunity both in these 2 locations as well as at the old Edgewater Dyeing and Finishing location here in the city is another opportunity in which we can leverage all of our resources to make our communities much, much better. So I thank you. Congratulations, Mayor. Congratulations, DRCC. Congratulations, Port Richmond, and all of the other communities that are going to benefit from this. And let's go cut a ribbon. Thank you.